Commanders Nation, buckle up, because the new era in DC is picking up steam. Rookie Josh Conerly Jr. is already turning heads in training camp. Cliff Kingsbury is fired up about what he's seeing, and Dan Quinn just revealed the leadership approach that's shaping Jaden Daniels into a franchise cornerstone. If you're as fired up for the 2025 season as we are, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and stay locked in with Commanders HQ, your go-to for in-depth updates, no fluff, no filters. Let's dive in. Josh Conerly Jr. isn't wasting any time. The number 29 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft came into training camp surrounded by high expectations, and he's living up to them. Offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury recently spoke about the rookie tackle and didn't hold back. Super talented, Kingsbury said via ESPN. Still has some fundamental stuff he has to get used to playing on the right side. But he studies hard, works hard. He's exactly where we expected him to be. That last part matters, where we expected him to be. The Commanders didn't draft Conerly for potential alone. They saw a guy who could start soon, not someday. And from the looks of it, he's already accelerating toward that goal. Yes, there's still technique to refine. Yes, the switch to the right side takes time. But make no mistake, this isn't your average first-round development project. Conerly is competing every day, and more importantly, he's earning respect fast. What's making this rookie development even more exciting? It fits perfectly into Dan Quinn's unshakable culture. Earn everything, every day. Quinn isn't handing out starting jobs, not even to first-rounders, and Josh Conerly Jr. is just the latest example. Remember last year, Jaden Daniels, the number 2 overall pick, had to battle veteran Marcus Mariota before officially being named the starter. Tight end Zach Ertz, a future Hall of Famer, came in expecting a limited role and earned himself a full-time one through sheer performance. Now it's Conerly's turn. He's rotating with veteran Andrew Wiley during camp. No job is guaranteed, not because of salary, not because of hype, but because competition is the core of this team's identity. And speaking of culture, let's talk about leadership, because Quinn is being very intentional with how he develops his young quarterback. In a recent interview, Quinn shared advice he received from Troy Aikman, advice Aikman got from his own legendary coach, Jimmy Johnson, during his rookie year in Dallas. You be a great teammate and play good quarterback. I'll take care of the discipline. That message stuck with Quinn. So when Jaden Daniels got frustrated during a camp practice and started trying to coach up teammates, Quinn pulled him aside and told him the same thing. Don't worry about telling guys where to line up. Just be a great teammate and absolutely crush playing quarterback. The Commanders aren't asking Daniels to carry the weight of the franchise yet. They're asking him to master his craft and build chemistry with his guys. That is how you build long-term success. It's a powerful message, and it's working. Jaden Daniels isn't just developing, he's ascending. After an electric rookie year, he enters 2025 already being mentioned by analysts as a potential top 10 QB in the NFL. His poise, arm talent, and mobility have all taken a step forward, and camp reports say the chemistry between Daniels and his receivers, particularly Jahan Dotson, looks sharp. Daniels is stronger, more vocal, and more confident, but he's not trying to be Superman. He's focused, humble, and playing with that chip on his shoulder that made him a star last season. With Cliff Kingsbury designing a tailor-made system around him and Dan Quinn setting the tone, Daniels is poised to go from rising star to full-blown franchise quarterback. Now, while the team is focused on growing its young core, one major question still looms. What happens with Terry McLaurin? Washington's WR1 has officially requested a trade after failing to reach an extension this offseason. He's reportedly looking north of $30 million per year, a number that reflects his 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons and All-Pro status. But here's what's interesting. According to ESPN's Dan Graziano, the Commanders have no intention of trading him. Talks are still ongoing, and the front office knows just how critical McLaurin is to Daniels' continued development. The truth is, you don't let guys like McLaurin walk. He's the longest tenured skill player on the roster. He's battled through multiple coaching regimes and QB chaos, and now he has a legit shot at contending with a quarterback he actually believes in. So expect fireworks in the negotiations, but don't expect Terry to be anywhere else in Week 1. The Commanders opened the week with 5 players missing from practice: QB Marcus Mariota, wide receiver Noah Brown,
OL Brandon Coleman, DE Javonte Jean-Baptiste, and linebacker Jordan Majay. And now here's the important part. Head coach Dan Quinn only gave a specific update on Coleman, who limped off the weekend session. The rookie lineman's availability for joint practices is in doubt. As for the others, no injuries were disclosed, meaning this could simply be maintenance rest or veteran load management. But with the preseason opener on deck, every rep counts, especially for guys like Brown and Mariota. Mariota's absence might raise concerns, but it shouldn't spark panic. Let's not forget, Marcus Mariota isn't just a backup. He's a mentor. A former number 2 overall pick with over a decade of experience, Mariota has been instrumental in shaping Jaden Daniels' rookie to sophomore leap. The relationship between Daniels and Mariota goes deeper than depth chart positioning. Coaches have praised Mariota's leadership and presence in the QB room, especially after he stepped up last season and closed out a dramatic win over the Dallas Cowboys. In limited snaps in 2024, 34 of 44 completions, 364 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. 92 rushing yards plus 1 rushing touchdown. He's still got juice, but right now his main value is what he brings to Daniels, in the film room, in the locker room, and yes, on the sideline. If Mariota's absence is precautionary, no need to sound the alarm. If it's more than that, then Washington's depth at QB becomes a storyline heading into Week 1. Wide receiver Noah Brown is in the middle of a massive prove-it preseason, and missing practice at this stage is far from ideal. Let's rewind. Noah Brown started 9 games for Washington last season. He finished with 35 catches, 453 yards, and 1 touchdown, but it was a moment that Commanders fans will never forget. A 52-yard Hail Mary catch to beat the Bears in one of the wildest finishes of the 2024 NFL season. That's the kind of play that earns you trust in clutch moments. But Brown's season was derailed by a kidney injury and was placed on IR late in the year. Now healthy, he's listed as a starter opposite Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel on the unofficial depth chart, but don't get too comfortable. The receiver room is stacked this summer. Deebo Samuel via trade, Michael Gallup, unretired, Jalen Lane, rookie 4th-round pick, Jahan Dotson, Diami Brown, and Dax Milne still in the mix. In other words, one missed practice can snowball fast when the competition is this deep. Brown needs to be on the field, building chemistry with Daniels and fighting for his spot. Friday's game against the Patriots is now must-see for his evaluation. Here's the wild card. We still don't know if Dan Quinn plans to roll out the starters in Friday night's preseason opener. The team is entering a week of joint practices with the Patriots, and in today's NFL, those joint practices often replace the need for live reps in the game. So if guys like Daniels, McLaurin, Samuel, and maybe even Brown are limited or held out, don't read too much into it. Quinn and Kingsbury might be saving their best looks for more controlled environments during the week. But for the guys on the fringe, backups, rookies, depth players, this is the beginning of the real evaluation process. And that includes Sam Hartman and Josh Johnson at QB, Jalen Lane, Milne, and Dotson at wide receiver, and multiple O-line rotations with Coleman's status in question. Friday night in Foxborough isn't just a preseason opener. It's a job interview for the second half of this roster. Here's what you need to know. Friday, August 8th. Kickoff 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Gillette Stadium, Patriots versus Commanders. What we'll be watching? How much action Jaden Daniels gets. Who starts at wide receiver alongside McLaurin and Samuel? Rookie spotlight, Jalen Lane, Jordan Majay, and Brandon Coleman, if active. QB2 battle, Sam Hartman versus Josh Johnson. This preseason is more than evaluation. It's about identity. And with joint practices leading up to kickoff, the Commander staff will have their first real look at what this 2025 squad is becoming. Here's the big picture, Commanders Nation. You've got a rookie tackle who's already impressing coaches with his work ethic and raw talent. A second-year quarterback being developed with surgical precision by a coaching staff that gets it. A locker room built on competition, not contracts. And a veteran WR still in the mix, despite trade noise, and a front office that refuses to give up on elite talent. This is no longer a franchise stuck in mediocrity. This is a team with an identity, a blueprint, a future. And that future? It's being built brick by brick, with guys like Josh Connerly, Jaden Daniels, and hopefully Terry McLaurin leading the charge. All right, Commanders fans, let's hear your thoughts. Should McLaurin get that $30 million extension? Do you think Connerly will win the starting job by Week 1? And what's your confidence level in Jaden Daniels making the leap this season? Drop a comment below, hit like if you believe in the new foundation in Washington, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns, rumors, and insider access every single week. This is Commanders HQ, where the truth about your team lives. We'll see you in the next one.